Well, hello, everybody. This is Joanne Eisen with Reach the Unlimited, and I do have a live today, but I had a little rant that I wanted to share today. It's been on my mind, but I really wanted to share this now because it's not going to have anything to do with my guest today, which is an amazing guest, and it's an amazing story, and I'm very excited to have her on today. Her name is Nina Owen, and she had written a book about the experience that she went through when her son had passed. So anyway, it's going to be an amazing show. She's a very lovely person, so I'm looking forward to that. But right now, I wanted to talk about something different that's been on my mind. And so I thought I would come on because it's just so completely different. First of all, I want to say that there won't be a show next week. I have some personal things that I have to take care of, so I'm not going to be able to do a show, I don't think, next week. I'll try to pop on if I can, but it's going to be kind of a crazy week. So I won't be doing a show next week, just for everybody's FYI. So what I wanted to talk today about is stubbornness and how stubbornness can keep us stuck or keep us blind from the things that will really be best for us. And a lot of times when we're stubborn and we don't really hear or look at the bigger picture, then we miss a lot because we're not thinking in a more clear way. We're thinking that, we know better. We're going to stick our feet in the sand and say, no, this is the best way to go. And when you're doing that with stubbornness, then you're not really opening up to all the possibilities and all of the options that you may have before you. And one of the things that I really want to talk about right now is what is happening in Texas is serious. Very, very serious. And I don't even know that the news is giving us the complete picture of what's really happening there. So if you have family or if you have people that you know that it's in that belt where that freezing is going through and they've been without power, it's a very serious situation. I have family that's been there and I've been trying to help them through this particular situation, but these people in those areas are really suffering. So we really need to do everything we can to help them in the situation. There's so much going on as we've been getting some of the snippets from the news about what's going on and how it really wasn't properly taken care of and upgraded. And, it's just so outdated. There's no reason that this should be going on. And there's so many more things that are going on behind the scenes. But I really wanted to come on and say, for all of us to put out as much positive energy as we can for those people in Texas. It's really a serious and a very dangerous situation. And the amount of loss that's going to come from this, from each and every person in those areas, is so immense. And what they're going to have to go through over the next probably month to put their lives back together is so crazy. Let me breathe here for a minute. One of the things that I learned a long time ago. Okay, I can do this. Whew. I needed to get this off my chest, but I know that a lot of us have people that are there. So, whew. Okay, I'm good. Ooh, okay. So one of the things that happened to me years and years ago is when I was in Pasadena area, it was when they were doing the malathion spraying for the, hi Denise, for the fruit flies. And I had never had asthma in my life, ever. I'm a very stubborn person. Hi, Sharon. Very, very stubborn person. And it hasn't served me well. And at that time, I didn't really realize how stubborn I was. Whew. Okay, I can do this. I'm sorry, I didn't know this was going to happen. Okay, so I had a reaction to the spraying that I had never experienced before. My breathing started to stop, and I wasn't able to really figure out why. I didn't know what was happening. And the strange thing when you get into really serious situations, I know, breathe, whoo, I'm trying, is your mind doesn't really understand what's going on. So that's why it's really important to have people around you that can help you in those situations. And so for me, I was really like, my brain was not getting oxygen. I could not think about what was actually happening. I had 2 young kids and I was just trying to cope with my life. And trying to take care of the situation as I was not able to breathe. And I had a friend that kept on checking on me. And finally, she was like, I'm coming over there. And when she came over, I was like, I had no idea how bad I really was until she got me in the car and took me to the emergency room and found out that I was having a very severe asthma attack. If she would not have come, I had gotten to the point where I had no idea how bad I was, and I probably wouldn't have gotten the help. And so it's very important. That lesson taught me a lot about being able to trust other people and being able to allow other people to help us. Okay, this is very unprofessional. Hold on. Okay, so with that being said, I went on through my life about, trying to figure out where I was going, what I was doing, was not anywhere near into understanding our consciousness and the power that we have through our mind. And, I had to learn the hard way that stubbornness could be really a bad thing. And that in the stubbornness, you close yourself off to seeing the things that are really good for you and also allowing other people to help you, which is something that I had a hard time doing. And with allowing people to help you, then you learn about other things. I mean, I've learned so much through the wonderful people that I have around me now that I will allow to come in and help me. Now I don't have the stubbornness anymore, because one of the things that I learned when I was young is that if you're not tough and if you're not strong, then you're weak. I think we've heard that a lot over the past year. But that's such an untrue statement. It's when you're being stubborn and closed-minded that you are weak, because you're not listening and allowing information to come into you. And it took me many years to figure out that by me suffering through my stubbornness was not hurting anybody but myself, only myself. And it took me many years to be able to unravel that and stop that stubbornness. There's a difference between stubbornness and being open and wise to information and experiences and examples of how we can do things different, or putting out a kind of a SOS signal for somebody to come in and help you when you're so deep into something that you can't see the forest in front of the trees. You can't see, you can't see what's really there. So for me, this lesson has stuck with me, and it's something that I'm still unfolding and I'm still learning, because I can still go into that trait of sticking my feet in the stand, as some of the people that are really close to me understand that. And they're very kind to help me through that. In fact, that just happened just recently, because we have these traits in us that we have to be strong or we have to be a certain way. That's not all true. I'm not reading your guys' comments. I'll come back to that because I just have to cope with this. But one of the things that I did that was not a good service is I taught my children this. And through this situation in Texas, I realized that there was stubbornness going on and not a lot of listening going on to when you need to throw in the safety net and be rescued. You need to have people come in and help you when they're the outsider and they can see what's going on from the inside from a different perspective. They're not involved. They're not trying to be strong. They're not trying to prove anything. They're just there to help you. And so for me, this lesson has reiterated to me how important it is to take stubbornness and get rid of it. Don't allow stubbornness to keep you from listening and paying attention to the people that are around you that really do care about you and really see what is the bigger picture. And in this particular situation, these people there are suffering. They're really suffering and they need help. And I was talking to somebody this morning about how hotels in blackout areas are booking people to come there thinking that they're going to go there for warmth and safety, to find out that they don't have any electricity either. And they just went from one horrible situation to now a worse situation because they just paid for something that isn't actually going to help them. And that's just horrible that people do this kind of stuff for money. But one of the things that I wanted to reach out today and ask that we all put as much energy as we can, because these people are really having a hard time and they're really suffering. And it hurts me to know that not only my family is doing this, but so many others are doing this too. And it didn't really have to happen, but it did. And now the ramifications are going to be long-winded. It's going to take a while to undo all of this. And, I was talking to somebody this morning about be prepared, because everybody's food is gone. Everybody's, they're barely holding on. If you've watched the news, how, pipes are bursting and these people are just trying to get along the best they can. But some of these people have been without electricity with 0 or just above degree weather for 4 or 5 days. And like last night, because I'm very sensitive, I could feel that the person that I'm really connected to, I can feel that energy just leaving their body. They just couldn't handle it anymore until yesterday I tried very hard to say, okay, let's do something different. And it's not that these people are bad, or it's not that they weren't listening. It's that they just didn't see how bad it really was. Where from the outside, we can see how bad it really was. I knew that they weren't going to be able to go much longer in those kind of cold temperatures without having some kind of warmth. And people are dying there because they're trying to get some kind of warmth. And a lot of these areas, these people don't have a lot of money, and they're going to be completely without food. And then when they go to try to buy food, everybody's going to be out there buying food. It's just a really bad situation. And I know that we have the power of mind, and we have the power of creating a different environment if we can, in any way that we could possibly help. And that's what I wanted to share with everybody, to realize in your life, even in the small areas where you're just being stubborn and you're not really listening to the things that you need to hear, or hearing from the people that are around you that really do love you and care about you. You know dang well who are your peeps and who are not. And your peeps are really there to help and guide you, just like you would do for them, and to open your mind and to open your ears to be able to hear what they're saying to you. I had a terrible situation that I was trying to unfold, shook me to my core. And I had people that were right there to talk me off that big tree that I was in and wanted to just stay there. And I appreciated every minute of what they helped me to do, and how they helped me to open my mind and see the picture in a different way and from a different standpoint. And that is really, really important. And I know that we all go through these times where we feel like we can be tough and we can stick it out, but that's not strength. Strength is having the wisdom to know how to do something and make wise decisions or wise choices. And I know that there are times, like in this particular situation, I know a lot of people in Texas don't have options. They don't have anywhere to go, or any way to get out of this situation, where they're sitting in a home that is not insulated for that kind of weather. And we're going on, a couple more days potentially before that electricity is actually going to be turned back on. And so they're stuck. They don't have any way to go, or any kind of life raft to get into. So I'm going to do my part in finding as many people as I can help to get through this situation, because I absolutely know personally how horrible and devastating this is. So I'm sorry for the tears. But knowing what's actually happening there firsthand through the eyes of somebody who I absolutely adore and love, and seeing the suffering that's going on there, it really breaks my heart. So I wanted to reach out to all of you and ask that if you can do anything, please find ways to help these people, because even if government screwed up, or the stupid electric company who decided spending money in other areas was more important screwed up, these people are really suffering and they need our help. So anything that you can do, whether it come from your positive thinking, or looking for ways to help, or reaching out to people that you know that are there and may not have any options, help them to find options. I really ask that we can all do this, because these people, they really, really, really need our help. And we need to keep watching over them even after the electricity comes back on, and they're putting their lives back together, we need to be keeping up with them for a while, because this is going to be a really long haul for them. Not only are they dealing with the pandemic, and not only are they dealing, a lot of these people, with not having employment because they've lost it for whatever reason. Now they're having to deal with this. And like the person I know there, whose refrigerator is totally gone, there's no food in there that can be salvaged. It's just gone. You have to replace all that. Not everybody can do that. Not everybody can replace the medicines that are in their refrigerator that needed to be kept cool. Not everybody has an option to be able to get as far out of that area and get into a hotel that can keep them warm and safe. Not everybody has the wisdom or even the way to be able to find a hotel or ones that will be safe and really take care of them. So if you're out of the area, like what I did this morning, I'm out of the area, so I could do the work behind the scenes to get some place for them to go when they finally decided to listen. But not people that are in that area and dealing with all this have that. It was very difficult for them, let me say, to be able to get the help that they needed through finding hotels and getting connected with people and knowing what areas really had power and which ones didn't. It's very difficult when you're in the middle of that. So I just really wanted to share that with you. Mostly it's from my experience of learning when I was really young, that to be tough was what you had to be stubborn in that I can do it better or I can do it my way is not really the best way to go. And we all have those moments when we do that. And so what I try to do now when that happens, and it's easy for me to kind of slip into that, is to go back to what is in my best and loving and highest good. And think about, am I doing something because I'm being stubborn and stupid, or am I doing something because I know it really is right? And you know the difference in feeling the two when you're really open to all possibilities and you're really open to people that are coming in to help you. I think that experience for me when I had that asthma attack, and often when I look back at it and see how bad I was and how I would have just suffocated to death at that point because I just had no idea how bad I was. It's like the tourniquet, right? I had somebody who came in who helped me and was keeping up with what was actually happening in real time. And she was able to help me, which I will always be grateful to her for that, and took me to get help. And I think that was a good analogy for me, especially seeing this situation where a lot of these people that I've interacted with, they don't really realize how bad their body is because they're so cold and they're just trying to make it through. And, we've all done that, like just one more minute or just one more day, or I can do it just one more, whatever. And sometimes we just don't know when we need to throw up the white flag and say, I quit. I need help. So I just want to share that with you. If you have anybody there, or if you know of any situation that you can help, please go and do that. I just really want to use my platform for that. And thank you for putting up with me. I didn't know I was going to get that emotional. I didn't feel that coming on because I was very I just need to share about how stubbornness is not a good thing. And I know we all have it. I know we all do it from time to time. So thank you for the space here. Please come back at 4:00. I promise no tears at that one. And it's going to be a very, well, I don't know that I'll promise. It is about a sad story. But anyway, come back at 4:00. I will be having my guest on at 4, and I'm doing a live show then. And I have a couple more rants that I'm probably going to be doing. And again, there won't be a live show per se next week. I didn't book anybody next week because I have some things I have to do. And I'll be back with a very exciting show on the first Thursday in March, which I don't remember the day right now. Yeah, they have warming centers, Pam, but it's very difficult to get there, and it's very difficult to get in. And then they're dealing with COVID. It's just really been a difficult situation. Sharon, it's really hard to trust people. I understand what you're saying, but that's coming from a fear within you. And it's also coming from a past belief that you don't know is is your belief. It's not true. Like I was very much like you where I didn't trust people because everybody in my life let me down. But when I look back over it, it was the people that I chose. It was the people that I chose based on where I was at that time. And that's a part of our lesson, is to understand that we grow all the time. We're always evolving to become better and stronger people and understand things better. And a part of our, I think, attraction is based on our thinking. So because of our thinking, we attract these people in that are going to give us exactly what we think. I can't trust you. And so those are the people that we bring in to just kind of reiterate or make us feel safe, because we know this energy. And it's hard to come out of that. And it can happen. I very much was like you, where I did not trust people. I did not trust that anybody really had my back or was going to help me. And most of the people that I had in my life would use me or throw me under the bus faster than they would blink to help me. And I realized that that wasn't serving me anymore. And it was really me that needed to go within myself and be able to trust and honor myself. And a part of that was feeling like I had to take care of everything myself, or I wasn't going to be taken care of, or I can't trust people because of whatever past that has happened to me, where, I just couldn't trust people. And then I came to the point where I realized that I didn't trust myself, and I didn't trust the people that I was allowing into my life. And so then I had to reevaluate, who do I have in my life and what does it look like to me? And then I realized that the people that were in my life was a pattern of my past, a pattern of the people that I had in my past. And so then you start looking at, okay, what is this relationship all about? Is this person really giving to this relationship, or is it based on their agenda? And once I realized that all of the people that were in my life that really didn't care, they were living from what was in their agenda or what was going to work for them. And they didn't really care about what happened to me. And so I just cut all those relationships off. And now I have people in my life that I absolutely hands down can trust, absolutely hands down do trust, absolutely hands down have seen them step up to the plate and call me out on things, or give me guidance in things, or tell me I'm just off my rocker and I need to get back to reality. I mean, because if you have people in your life that care about you, they do these things in a way that is from their caring. They don't do it in a way where they're cutting you down or making you feel bad or making you feel less than. So I really do urge you to open up your heart and really go back into the inner parts of yourself and see where you're not really trusting yourself and where you're really not standing up to the plate to yourself. And then evaluate the people that you have in your life and what they all have in common. And is there a key there of something that's within you that it's almost like that being so proud where, you're tough and you can do it all. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with being strong, but there is something wrong with being proud and tough to the point where I want to say more in the egotistical kind of way of energy. And I was there. I was very egotistical. It was like, what about me? But how come people aren't taking care of me? And it's not my fault. These people are all doing this to me. But I'm the one who picked them all. I'm the one who opened up that relationship because of something within me that was needing something that they could give me, and not really thinking about, I want the people in my life that are co-partners with me, not better than me or smarter than me or have more than me or have something they can give me. They're co-partners with me. All of my friends are my co-partners. All the people that I rely on or that I go to in my life are co-partners with me. I don't have to rely on anybody because I have everybody to rely on. I have my spiritual team to rely on. But ultimately, I have me to look within myself and rely on myself to making right decisions and not bringing in people that are not really going to be there for me. So I hope that you can really look into the why you don't trust people. What are the keys that has caused you not to trust people? And what can you do within yourself to make yourself feel safe in that area? Like I would pick people that needed me to do something for them. And if I did something for them, then they would give me their pittance of time or their pittance of energy instead of me doing what I needed to do for myself, to me knowing that I could stand into my life myself, that I could walk into whatever it was that was facing me by myself, because I knew that I could face it. But I had this team behind me that would help me with the ups and the downs and the rocky roads, which is so important. So I am walking into my life. I am living my life within my power and within my purpose. But I also now have people that are walking beside me to help me through that path, which is a big difference than having someone in front of you or above you or feeling like you're superior to, right? Of having people behind you, like I'm superior to them. Those are all energies of ego, and they're not energies of really living in your life purpose. That took a totally different turn. I hope that that helps. It's easy to say that. It's not easy to get through it. And I feel like right now I'm still learning how it is to trust, because I didn't trust people a lot of my life. But we have to take responsibility for the people that are in our life. We have to take responsibility for the choices we make. And it's not taking responsibility like you did something bad or that you made a wrong choice. The responsibility is realizing that you bring these people in for a lesson. And I'm going to say it time and time again. We're here to learn lessons. We're not here to live in Shangri-La and have, everything come to us easily and effortlessly, even though we have that mentality, because what we think we create, it's really a conflict, but what we think we create, but what we think we create doesn't always mean that we're going to be lounging on the beach drinking Mai Tais and the sun is shining and it's not freezing ass cold and you're being served, right? That's not always what's going to happen, because a part of what we're here for is to learn all aspects of life, and we're going to have good and we're going to have bad, and there's nothing wrong with that. We can't judge that. It's a part of why we're here, is to learn these lessons, because one, we have free will and so does everybody else. So we came to be partners in this simulation of this world, and everybody's got their own free will. So they're going to do stupid stuff, or they're going to do good stuff, or they're going to make choices that are good or bad. It's just it's just what we came to do, is to learn. And so a part of my lesson was to trust people. A part of my lesson was to learn that I don't need to be so arrogant and stubborn and bullheaded to where I'm closed off to seeing what lessons are there or what things I need to change or how I need to change. I even noticed in my mediumship lately how that is something that I still fight, because when you're doing mediumship, you have to solely and completely surrender to spirit using you as a vessel. And when we get in the way through our own humanness or stubbornness or whatever is going through our mind, then we end up closing down that communication. So we're here to learn. Let's just have fun learning, even though it's damn hard when you see stuff like what's happening in Texas. And, even with the whole thing with COVID and how, we're kind of stuck with, when are we going to get out of this? And how is it all going to go back to normal? And when is it all going to go back to normal? Should I get the vaccination? Shouldn't I get, it's just like, we're all here to learn. And we thankfully have each other to help each other through it. So I'll be your friend, Sharon. I won't let you down, hopefully. Well, see, that's the other part, is we will let each other down, right? We will. But it's that trust that we have in our friends that we know really have our back, because they're human too, and we're all going to make mistakes. But I know with the friends that I have that they have my back, even if they can't always tap into or help, like tap into my energy and know when I'm having trouble or I'm having trouble and they're not hearing me in the right way or whatever happens. We're still human, so we do the best we can. But when we have friends and people that support us that are of the same mind as we have, and also have done their inner work, and they're really people that are trying to do the best and do what is in the highest good and care about you. They're not there for an agenda, or they're not there for being better than or superior than, or so many energies that ego puts out. So I know that was like a rabbit whole circle, but anyway, I'm on a tangent. Well, thank you, Mary Ellen. It's I didn't know I was gonna be so emotional about it. It's just hard seeing all of these people in Texas and what they're going through and the pain that they're going through. So I appreciate you hearing what I have to say and listening to my rant, and I'm done crying. It's really going to be better. It's going to be all okay. I know that's for sure. It's just going to take time, but just remember to do whatever prayers, sending out positive vibes and energy, reaching out to people that you know that are there, making sure they're okay. Whatever you can do for people that are going to be having to put their lives back together again when this is all done. This is kind of an interesting phenomenon. And one of the things that I know is that nothing happens by accident. Everything is for a purpose and a plan. So it's something that we have to just go through and also encourage and help each other to get through it. So it is what it is. Okay. So I will see everybody at 4 and we'll have a chat about what Nina wants to share with us, Nina Owen, and her experience. And it's really a lovely and beautiful, in a roundabout way, experience. So I look forward to seeing you all there. If you have any questions or comments, please put it in the chat. I think I got to everybody's statements. Looking really fast. I don't think I missed any questions. Thank you so much, you guys, for your support and being there. And I will see you later tonight or later this afternoon, wherever you are. All right. Thank you, guys. Bye.